Then there is the visceral feel of the city almost everywhere. The same quickening of pace on a busy street, an informal marketplace, or a freeway interchange. The need to create notable places. The sharing of a unique civic identity. Many urban historians have identified this phenomenon with a particular kind of city, the densely settled central urban area epitomized by New York, Chicago, London, Paris, or Tokyo. My definition is considerably broader and attempts to include as well many of the newer sprawling metropolitan areas, such as my adopted hometown of Los Angeles, and also the many highly dispersed, multipolar metropolitan regions of the developing world. Although different in form from the traditional urban centers, these newer urban places all remain in their essential characteristics cities. This leads to a second generalization about what characterizes successful cities. Since the earliest origins, urban areas have performed three separate critical functions: the creation of sacred space, the provision of basic security, and the host for a commercial market. Cities have possessed these characteristics to greater or lesser degrees. Generally speaking, a glaring weakness in these three aspects of urbanity has undermined life and led to their eventual decline. Today, different cities in the world fulfill these functions with varying degrees of success. In the sprawling cities of the developing world, lack of a functioning economy and a stable political order loom as the most pressing problems. In many cases, people there still retain strong family ties and systems belief, whether ancient folk religions, Christianity, Islam, or Buddhism, but the basis of the material city has been undermined. This gives rise to a new historical phenomenon: the large city that grows without the familiar accrual of prosperity or power. The essential problems facing urban regions in the West, and increasingly the developed parts of East and South Asia, are of a different nature. Cities in these regions are frequently relatively safe, and when their suburban rings are included, remarkably prosperous by historical standards. Yet these cities increasingly seem to lack a shared sense of sacred place, civic identity, or moral order. Nothing better illustrates this than the rapid general decline in middle-class families in many of the world's most important urban cores. Today, elite cities often attract tourists, upper-class populations working in the highest end of business services, and those who can service their needs, as well as the nomadic young, many of whom later move on to other locales. This increasingly ephemeral city seems to place its highest values on such transient values as hipness, coolness, artfulness, and fashionability. These characteristics, however appealing in their aspect, cannot substitute for the critical longer-lasting bonds of family, faith, civic culture, and neighborhood. Nor can a narrow transactional or recreational economy play the same role as one based on a broad diversity of industries nurturing the ambitions of upwardly mobile families. Increasingly, these families seek refuge ever farther from the urban core, often in the periphery or in smaller towns outside the urban realm. These phenomena do not represent as severe a challenge as the miserable poverty and instability common to the cities of the developing world. Yet, the study of urban history also suggests